Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Linn. I'm happy that you decide to click on this video. So in today's video, we're gonna create this look right here using only affordable makeup, drugstore makeup that you can get at your local CVS. We're gonna play with Maybelline, L'Oreal, Wet n Wild, and just a bunch of new products, but I'm also gonna bring in some old favorites and show you my favorite drugstore product. So be sure to watch this video all the way through the end because I will let you know a recap of all the products, what I loved, what I hated, what didn't work, and what worked great. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up so I will know that you want me to do more drugstore videos. And also, if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified of my next upload. And without further ado, let's get started. So to start with foundation, I was actually going to test out this L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour wear, but since I am not self-tan and I got this in the shade Golden Sun, which is pretty much way too dark for me right now, I will have to go in with the Maybelline 24-hour Super Stay in the shade Ivory. So this will be the first time that I try it out. I have not tested it out before, so hopefully this shade will match me as well. I'm so pale at the moment. It looks like this oxidizes a little bit. So it says that this is a full coverage foundation which will give you up to 24-hour wear. And I will not be wearing this foundation for 24 hours. So for a foundation to claim that it is gonna last 24 hours is very crazy. So this foundation looks pretty full coverage in my opinion. I only applied one layer, 2 pumps. Since this foundation claims to hold for 24 hours, it is a little bit drying. I can see that it kind of emphasized my lines a little bit. But other than that, it is a really good coverage and I am loving it so far. So let's put on some concealer. So for concealer, I actually have 2 new drugstore concealers that I picked up. So we have the Maybelline Face Studio Camouflaging Concealer. And then we have the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer. And I'm not sure which one we should use. We can probably try the L'Oreal one. So this has a huge doe foot. As you can see, this is pretty much like the Tarte Shape Tape when it comes to the applicator. Ooh, it has a very weird scent. Since this foundation is pretty drying, I feel like this concealer may be a little bit too drying as well. So I picked up the shade Oatmeal and it looks like a very nice color at least. It is not orange. It has this yellow undertone, which I really love in a concealer. And I feel like it covered a lot. To be honest, I really enjoyed this concealer. It covered everything that I wanted to cover, and this could actually be compared with the Tarte Shape Tape. I will not conclude that yet because I still need to see how this concealer wears throughout the day, but I will let you know in a favorites video or an update what I think about this. But first impression, this is a wow. Like, it covered everything. The doe foot was great and the color is also perfect. So let's hope this lasts throughout the day. And now let's set it. So I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Infallible Magic Loose Powder. This is a translucent loose setting powder that brightens, smooths, and mattifies. So in the pan right here, I can see that it has this lavender hint to it, which is great when you want to brighten things. So this powder is very light, it's a very fine melt, and you can barely see that you apply it. I just applied a little bit, but we will have to see how this works. So while we wait for the powder under the eyes, I think I will do my brows, and I picked up the Maybelline Brow Precise in the shade Blonde, which has a spoolie on this side and also a twist up edge on this side, pretty much like the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Like, my brows are taking me forever, you guys. So I really like the color of this product. It is very cool toned, perfect for my liking. I hate when brow products are too warm toned and too orangey. That is just not my vibe. I really enjoy the color of this. So far, it is also very easy to apply. This shows up immediately once you touch your brows. So I will just quick do the other brow and then I will be right back. So this brow product is by far the best drugstore product I've tried so far. The color is perfect, the consistency of the product is great. You don't have to press a lot, it's not hard. I feel like some brow products can be very hard, so you really have to like press and then you end up being red and it hurts. So this Maybelline brow product is really a hit for me in this tutorial. I'm so excited to try this out a little bit more, and I'm always so happy when I find drugstore products that work similar as high-end, if not even better. So I will test out this a little bit more, but so far absolutely a hit. I love it. So for eyeshadow today, we're gonna play with this Wet n Wild, and this is the Nude Awakening palette, and I'm gonna play with these colors over here. So I immediately wanted to grab this palette when I saw it in the store for this affordable makeup tutorial because I haven't tried a Wet n Wild shadow in probably 5 years, so I'm not sure if the formula has changed, but I used to love these so much, so I am so excited to see if I still do. And I'm gonna start with this top shade right here first and apply this into my upper crease. But I remember back in the day I used to love like Wet n Wild and Hard Candy eyeshadow, and that was like before I really got into makeup. So I must say that these are a little bit like muddy. They don't apply as smooth and you have to work with these a little bit more, especially this color, but at least it shows up. Like I've tried drugstore eyeshadow and you have to go back and forth and apply and apply and apply and you barely get a color payoff. So at least I feel like this shows up. It just shows up a little bit muddy. These are not that easy to blend. And next I'm going to take this burgundy shade and also apply that into my crease and also to my outer corners. I love like burgundy colors like these ones. And I feel like this were a little bit more pigmented than the other shade that we just applied. I think I will drag this a little bit inwards as well, like to the middle of my eyelid to darken it up a little bit. But this color, you guys, are absolutely gorgeous. I really love this and I feel like this applied a lot easier than the transition color that we did. And it can also be just the concealer underneath as well, which makes it look a little bit muddy compared to other ones because I'm not used to this concealer. It is the first time I'm trying it. And now I will take this color right here and we're gonna apply that to our eyelid. And these are like shimmery shades. And then I'm gonna go back in with the burgundy shade and just blend the edges together. Then I'm gonna take this transition color that we used at the start and I'm gonna take this on my lower lash to darken it up a little bit. So I must say I am impressed by the pigmentation of this palette. This was a little bit disappointing when I first applied it, but the other shades like the shimmery shade shows up even if I didn't use a wet brush. And this burgundy shade shows up beautifully as well. So far, I feel like this is a great palette, especially if you don't want to spend a lot of money on a high-end palette. Even if you have to blend a little bit extra, this is a great palette to grab if you are just starting out. So now we really need to add some depth and color back to our skin. So I have two products here that I wanted to test today. So we have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette, and then we also have the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade Medium Cool. So I guess I will start to contour with this shade right here, and this palette is in the shade Dulce de Leche. I remember this palette were pretty inexpensive. I think it was around $3.95 or anything. I can't remember the exact price, but it was very inexpensive. I've heard so many people rave about this and say that this is a great palette for the price. And to be honest, you can definitely see that it shows up. But let me tell you, this is beautiful. Like, can you see that? The color looks great as well. I really enjoy this palette. It looks like butter on my skin. It just melts in there. It doesn't lay on top. This is gorgeous. So I am not sure if we need to play with this because of the pigmentation of the other one. But we can try a little bit of this in my forehead and also on my neck. I feel like this is a little bit too orangey. I also feel like it didn't blend into the skin that much. So I guess this were around 12 bucks or something. It was a little bit more expensive, and this was like $3.99 or $4.99 or anything. So I would say grab this one. This is absolutely gorgeous. So the blush that I got is the NYX blush in the shade Dusty Rose, and I feel like this is a very like cool tone mauvey pink, and I love those kind of blushes. I felt like this was a very cute color. So my blush collection isn't that big because I tend to rotate between like 3 or 4 blushes. So I feel like this could easily be one of my go-to now. I feel like the color is very fresh, especially for fall and winter, because it gives you that natural flush to the skin. So love, love, love that. And I will apply mascara and lashes, and I will be right back. So while I wait for the lashes to dry, I will just apply a little bit of this highlighting shade right here and apply that under my brow bones. And I will also use this color in my inner corners. And then I also think I will add a little bit more of that burgundy under my eyes as well, because I feel like I want to define the eyes a little bit more. For highlight, I have 2 highlighters that I really wanted to play with. I couldn't decide which one. So I have the Maybelline Face Studio Chrome Extreme in Diamond Glow. And then we have the Wet n Wild highlighter powder in the shade Precious Petals. So we will apply 1 to each side. I feel like this is a little bit lighter, but as you can see, it definitely shows up. And this is with a dry brush, so we will try with a wet brush after on top just to see. And here is the Wet n Wild one. So I feel like the one from Maybelline showed up a little bit more dry. So you can definitely see the one from Wet n Wild as well. But I feel like the Maybelline one is a little bit more pigmented. But the Wet n Wild one looks a little bit more melted into the skin, if that makes sense. So let's take the Maybelline one on this Maybelline side. Woo! This was probably a little bit too intense, I would say. And then let us take the Wet n Wild one. I really love the color of the Wet n Wild one. It really looks like a perfect like goldenish champagne color. So once I see both of them like this, I would say that I prefer actually the Wet n Wild one. From the start, I thought I would like this one since I have tried this in different colors before, and I feel like the pigmentation is amazing. But once I see it right here now, maybe it is the color, but it is a little bit too intense. It shows up, the pigmentation is there, absolutely not a bad highlighter. But this looks a lot more subtle, it looks a lot more natural, it looks melted into the skin, and this feels a little bit powdery compared to this one. And now let's finish off with lips. So I'm going to use this lip pencil from Isadora, and this is in the shade Mocha Rose. I have used this before, so I know that I like it. And then I will add some of the NYX Liquid Suede in the shade Soft Spoken. This was my go-to for about 2 years ago. So I really love the formula of the liquid suedes compared to the liquid lipsticks. And if you apply a second layer of their liquid lipsticks, these ones doesn't dry all matte, so it kind of look more natural. And once you apply a second layer, it just looks like you have applied another layer of gloss or anything. So absolutely love, love, love this. And to finish off this look, we are gonna set the face with the L'Oreal Shake and Glow Luminous Setting Spray. I've never tried this before, so I'm excited. So it smells a lot like roses. I felt like the mist was very smooth, and it also says that this is supposed to give you 24-hour hydration. So this is the finished look, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and also enjoyed watching me play with some affordable makeup that you can get at your local drugstore. So we got some great products here, like the NYX blush. Really love that one. We also have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. Absolutely a hit in my opinion. the NYX Liquid Sway. Absolutely love. And also I must say that I am very impressed by this concealer from L'Oreal. I thought it would be very dry, very cakey, but it hasn't creased or anything yet. It also has that perfect kind of coverage that I really enjoy as well. I will have to try this out more, but so far I really enjoyed this one. And the brow pencil, oh my god, absolutely love that. As you can see, my brows looks very natural. So this was so easy to apply and my brows look amazing and the color is just perfect as well, so I enjoyed that. And also let us talk about the highlighter from Wet n Wild, this Mega Glow highlighting powder in Precious Petals. Absolutely love this highlighter as well. So for those things that were a little bit disappointing, I would say the foundation looks a little bit heavy on my skin right now. It has been on for about 1 hour, but if you enjoy a full coverage foundation and if you are very oily and you want something that lasts, I would say try this out, test it out for yourself, because it's not a bad foundation. My skin looks great, it gave me full coverage, but I can see that it has emphasized my fine lines a little bit, but that is just because it is a little bit too dry for my liking at the moment. But it is full coverage, it looks good, it's just that I like something that doesn't look this heavy on my skin. So this powder I can't say anything about yet. I will have to test this out a little bit more. So the eyeshadows I really enjoyed, but I didn't love them and I didn't hate them. So this will be like in the middle of a hit and miss. This is a great eyeshadow palette for those of you that likes Drugstore and you want to test out something new and you want something that really shows up because the color pigmentation is there. You just have to play a little bit more with them. You have to blend and apply more than I would with my Jeffree Star palette, for instance. And some of these were a little bit chalky as well. So the pigmentation is there. I'm just not fully loving this. And when it comes to this bronzer, I would say go for the Wet n Wild one. This wasn't the best bronzer I've tried from the Drugstore. It's also called medium cool, but this only showed up like a burnt orange and very warm in my opinion. And also the Maybelline Face Studio highlighter, it is a good product and I don't hate this one, but compared to the Wet n Wild, I would say go and grab the Wet n Wild one and save you some money. So if you enjoyed watching me play with affordable makeup and you want me to do more of these, I still have this full bucket right here with more Drugstore products. So I can definitely do more of these videos if you want to see my first impression. Thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, you're still here. I really hope you decide to stick around and subscribe. So before you go, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And without further ado, I love you guys and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.